What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the show, man. Recap with Mo. Well, we're getting ready to get into another episode breakdown of Tyler Perry's SISTAS. But before we get into this thing, make sure to like and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss shit snit that's going down, alright? So the episode we're getting ready to get into is for season 7, episode number 19, titled It Takes a Village. Now the synopsis states, Karen's baby shower is full of fun and healing until Gary shows up with a shocking announcement. Damany presents Sabrina with a surprising opportunity. Now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into this thing. Alright, y'all, so we kicked this episode off exactly where we left off over at Jordan's crib. Now, it states that it's been 2 weeks since, Andy pretty much conveyed to him that they can no longer be a couple, that they can no longer be together, and no more love making, right? So, at the end of the day, he's still in the same daggone clothes. I had to go back and check, but that brother had on that same navy blue shirt and these joggers. So, he's funky. He's depressed. He's over here looking at soap operas, eating food, leaving the trash on the table, right? So he's truly depressed at this moment. So now he's sitting on the couch and he receives a phone call, but he doesn't want to pick it up because it's an unknown number. And then that person calls back again. So this time Jordan decides to pick up the phone, and it just so happens to be his sister Penelope, right? So, he sits up and he's like, Penelope? She was like, yeah, Jordan. It's me. And he was like, okay, what's good? Like, are you good? Are you safe? What's going on? Where are you? And she was like, well, I can't tell you all of that. Just know that I'm good. I just wanted to hear your voice. And, everything is cool until she starts to talk about Andy. He's like, no, I don't want to talk about that. She was like, well, where is she? He was like, I don't know, she pretty much, we're no longer together. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So she was like, hold on, that sounds strange. He was like, well, it is what it is. So she tells him that he needs to reach back out to her and get that thing together and focus on your campaign and all of that good stuff. And he was like, okay, but where are you? And she would not allow this man to know any information. So this only makes the situation worse for Jordan. I don't know what good this conversation did except for, pretty much let him know that she was fine or alive, right? That's it. But he doesn't know where she is. He doesn't know if somebody is holding her against his, against her will. So I don't really know what good the conversation was, if he could not get the intel that he needed to feel good about the situation. So anyhow, from there, we head over to Andy's where the baby shower is actually going to be taking place, and we see Maurice and Pam. Now, Maurice is like, where in the heck are these girls? Nobody is there except for them and, of course, the people who are assisting with the setup. So, at this moment, Pam is, putting things up, and all of a sudden she pulls out this display with Roots to Riches logo and all of that stuff on it. So, of course, Maurice was like, what the heck is that? She was like, well, it's a sign. He was like, well, I know it's a sign, but it looks like your company is promoting this baby shower. So she was like, yes, it is. Now, it's funny to me because in the previous episode, we saw Karen's mother, Lisa, pretty much convey to her that she needs to be getting a cut of Roots to Riches. So I wonder how Karen is going to respond, when she gets to this event that is supposed to be primarily about her and the twins. And now you got her taking advantage of this opportunity to promote your business that you made and created within her business at her baby shower that's supposed to be about her and focused on her and the twins. Pam has no respect. She has... Man, I can't wait to see how this is going to come out, man. So anyhow, from there, we head over to Jordan's crib once again, where we see his boys, his homeboys, Tony and Rich outside knocking on the door. They're trying to get him to come to the door. He's not responding to the phone calls. So now, Rich is like, look, we're going to do something. So he heads over to the car to blow the horn up outside. Now, he lives in a respectable neighborhood, so he doesn't want to cause any attention or lose any potential votes. So they're telling him, hey, you need to go ahead and answer this door or we're going to continue to act a fool out here, right? So it worked because, a few seconds later, Rich is receiving a text message, pretty much letting him know that the front door is open, so come on in. So anyhow, Tony and Rich decide to come on through the front door, and it's funky. It's downright funky because they clenching the nose. Like, no, man, did you at least touch some water? No, he ain't touched no water because the brother got on the same daggone Navy shirt that that he had on when Andy came through there the last time. So I know it's funky off in there, man, because he ain't touched no water and water sure ain't touched him. So, yeah, we're going to move on from there, man. But, yeah, Tony is like, nah, man, this is about Andy. You sitting over here all stressed out, feeling some type of way. And I'm telling you right now, Andy is not sitting over there crying and sitting in the corner, not taking no baths or nothing like that. She out there having a hot girl summer. You see what I'm saying? She out there listening to Mary J. Blige or the City Girls. But you sitting over here, stressed out, not really focused on your campaign and all of that stuff. Now, you need to get up, get out and get something. Don't spend all your time trying to get by. You need to get up, get out and get something. Don't spend all your time trying to get high. Yeah, you need to get, man, that was my junk. Man, when that man, what's his name, CeeLo Green, when he said, I don't recall ever graduating at all. Sometimes I feel like I'm a disappointment to y'all. Every day I just, that got me hyped for just a moment. I'm sorry. Let me get back on track, y'all. Dang, I'm going to have to listen to that after this right here. I'm gonna record this for y'all, but I'm going to get back to it, all right? Yeah, I thought it was interesting that, both Rich and Tony, who are having, woman problems right now, are able to, give, Jordan some advice. I thought that was good, that they were there to be supportive. But at the same time, neither one of y'all are at liberty to tell me anything right now because your stuff is not in order. And not to say that, things need to be perfect, but at least get your stuff. Listen, Rich got his own little situation with his insecurities. I talked a little bit about it in the previous episode. And then, Tony, we already know what he got going on with, Sister Soldier and Danny, trying to pick sides. So, I mean, look, all of y'all got problems. All of y'all got women problems. So let's just leave it at that. Thank you for being supportive to Brother Jordan. And Rich is sitting over here like, we're going to figure it out when we go to the baby shower. Yeah, y'all are. But not right now. So, you guys are not helping him, trying to tell him all of this good stuff, what he needs to do. You need to help yourself. Y'all needs to get up, get out, and get something. Listen, let me go ahead and move on because I will be on that forever, right? So moving on from there, we head over to the branch where we see Sabrina and in comes Damany. Now, listen. I already knew that there was some, there was some feelings involved in that interview. We saw it. We saw it when he first saw her, when Maurice was sitting in front of her. We saw all of that. So now, he's coming over there to quote unquote, bring the article, so she can read it and see it before he actually published the article or whatnot, right? So she starts to read it and she was like, oh, okay. I like that picture. I like all of that. And he was like, yeah, I thought that was good and all of this stuff. Whoa. So now Damany is like, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and talk about your situation. Like, have you found a donor? Are you still going throughout the process? How's that going? And of course, she tells him, no, I haven't. It's a long, a long process or whatnot. So he pretty much, long story short, he tells her, look, man, back in college, back in my collegiate days, I donated sperm. Now let me go ahead and be candid with y'all real quick. I'm going to be real quick with y'all. I am scared as heck to give my sperm away to anybody. Listen, I think I was listening to the radio, like a radio show. I can't remember whose radio show it was. But there was a situation where a man had donated some sperm at a sperm bank. And the lady came back later on and did like child support, and the court granted it. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Like, I didn't have nothing to do with that. I went in there and got my little $75, put in a cup, and I ran up out of there. I didn't have, look, I left y'all what y'all needed. But now you coming back for more? Oh, no, not Brother Mo. And for me, all jokes aside, that's very much so personal for me because I believe that my seed is solely for the woman that I decide to lay with and create a union with. So I just don't want to spread my seeds around. Like, that's a whole different conversation. But for him to be so open and like, look, let's go ahead and do this. Like, I think it'll be good. I think we'll make beautiful kids together. So of course, she tells him that, she has prospects. Well, probably one, and we already know who that is, and that was a suggestion by Maurice. But also, she looks at him and she was like, well, let me see your baby pictures and all of that good stuff. And she was like, okay, let's think about it. It is what it is. So I was like, man. Now, this is my question, though. Are they going to do it naturally, or is he going to go to the fertility? let me go and move on, man. So anyhow, from there, we head over to Zach and Fatima's crib, where we see Zach coming down the steps. Fatima is putting on her makeup, but she's slowly dragging because she's hesitant about telling him how she really feels. So Zach is like, look, what time you gonna be ready to go? She was like, look, I'm putting on my makeup or whatnot. He was like, that's not a time. So she pretty much, long story short, tells him, look, I don't feel comfortable going. I feel out of place. I feel like I'm making a fool out of myself because I did not expect to be the fiance of a baby daddy going to his baby shower with another woman. And I'm like, daggone. And then Zach has the audacity to turn around and say, me neither. And I'm like, hold on, bro. You were part of it. So you didn't expect it, but you didn't rap. Man, hold on, wait a minute. Anyhow, moving on from there, though. So, he pretty much tells her that he needs her to come. So she decides to come. But, she feels some type of way, honestly, about it. And that's a true feeling. No woman, no man wants to be in a predicament that, they feel like they should not be in. But since I love you, I'm going to show up. I'm going to be there for you as a support. But it honestly makes me feel some type of way. And I'm glad that they were able to have that conversation, right? So anyhow, from there, we head over to the law firm where we see Andy and we see, what's his name? Hayden. It's Hayden, right? So they both sitting in the conference room, and then walks Miss Marie. Now, Miss Marie, you can already tell she's on one right now, so she ain't got time to play with these individuals in this room right now. Tell me what you need to tell me so I can get up and go. So anyhow, Hayden and Andy are looking at one another like, you go. No, you go first. No, you go first. No, I go second, right? Nobody wants to say anything, but Hayden goes ahead and jumps out, and he's like, look, this is what we were able to find. So he throws her a file folder, and she's like, what is this? No, I'm not looking at no spreadsheets. Tell me what I need to know. He was like, well, I highlighted it. Tell me what I need to know, young man. And I'm sitting here like, I said, is that what she called you the other night? So anyhow, he was like, look, we were able to find out that your husband been stashing hundreds of thousands of dollars away in this separate account. She was like, I already know that. That's an account that I helped him set up. He was like, no, this is a separately different account. She was like, okay, let me look at it. So she looks at it and she was like, okay, that's good, but that's not him cheating. I need to find some information about him cheating, like going outside of the marriage. But you know what, y'all? I thought that was enough to move forward with this case. Like, if this man is moving hundreds of thousands of dollars over, and even Hayden tells her that her husband was messing around with the assistant, and she was like, have you seen her? And Hayden throws some shade her way when he says, a man will put his thing in anything. You would be shocked what goes on behind closed doors. He's talking about that from experience. Oh, man. And she didn't catch it. So anyhow, from there, as she's sitting there, she looks over at Andy, and Andy hasn't stated a thing, right? So now Miss Willis is sitting over here talking about, why are you allowing this man right here, Hayden, talking about him, show you out when you're a far better attorney than he is, right? So of course he feels some type of way about that. And Andy's like, look, my mind just isn't here. I'm thinking about something else. And as a matter of fact, I have a baby shower to go to. So she was like, oh, don't let me hold you. I'm just over here trying to save money, right? So she gets up and leaves. Now Hayden thinks that he's going to get up. But as you could tell from this video right here, she means business. Where the heck you going? He was like, oh, I'm getting ready to go get those documents you need. She was like, no, in your office right now. And it's like, oh, yes, ma'am. Now, she pulled him down a little strong. Like, I don't know if I don't know if Hayden got what it takes. So anyhow, moving on from there, though, we head over to Karen's crib where we see her getting ready, to be picked up by her mother, who comes by to pick her up to take her to the baby shower. Now, of course, Karen is, she's going through a whole lot. She's feeling a whole lot. But most importantly, she doesn't know how to deal with the fact that Zach and Aaron are getting along, her friends. Just something about this just isn't feeling right for her. And she's hoping that this baby shower goes, drama free. But we already know how that's going to turn. So Miss Lisa is sitting over here like everything is going to be copacetic. Ain't nobody going to have no drama. Everything is going to be good. And I'm sitting over here like you ain't seen the preview. So anyhow, moving on from there, we head back over to the condo where we see everybody has shown up. The sister circle is there. Well, not everybody is there from the sister circle because Andy is not there. And I'm going to make this real quick for y'all because it wasn't a whole lot going on in this scene right here. But pretty much they were waiting on Karen to show up, which she finally does. And she says some good things, in her little introduction to the baby shower. So I thought that was great how she was like, I've had a lot of regrets. I've had a lot of things that, that I wish that I could take back. But the one thing that she is looking forward to, and she believes that everyone in that room is looking forward to, is the future. And she's talking about the babies within her womb and the people that love these kids as well as herself, right? So I thought that was pretty positive. Zach and Tony and Rich, they have a little sidebar conversation. And, of course, they ask Zach, after their introductions, how long has he known these sisters? And, of course, Zach is very transparent with him. He tells them that, they've been there through all of the shiznit that he and Karen, went through or whatnot. So after he says that, Rich is like, so what advice would you be able to give us, dealing with these sisters? And, jokingly, he tells them to run. But, in all honesty, he tells them that, with these sisters, with this circle right here, just expect the unexpected. And, of course, I'm sitting here like, what? What the? Man, come on, bro. That can be anything. Expect the unexpected. I mean, that's just general. Daggone it, Zach. Anyhow, moving on, man. From there, we head over to see Fatima and Danny. Now, they're having this whole little sidebar conversation. And, of course, Danny she just blurts it out. And she was like, girl, how are you? And she was like, I'm doing good. No. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how are you feeling? Like, I know you don't want to be here. I know this is odd for you due to the circumstances. So she was going in on what she was already bothered about. And of course, Fatima conveys to her that she feels some type of way about it. But she also lets Danny know that she's working her way through it. And of course, Danny, tells her jokingly that, hey, I don't know, you might have a third one off in there. And she was like, don't play like that, because I'm not ready for that if that is the case, because we already got one at the crib. All right. So going on from there, though, we see Andy coming into her own condo late because she just came from the office. So, of course, everybody wanted to know where she was in the sister circle outside of Karen, of course, because she's over there with, the family and all of those folks, right? So as she's talking to them about her situation and whatnot, here comes Rich and Tony coming over there to get in front of their women and whatnot. And, of course, Andy's like, hey, y'all see me? Hey, Rich. Hey, Tony. And, of course, they don't say nothing back to her. They give her the cold shoulder. And they sitting over here like, yeah, yeah, all right. And I'm like, dang. Y'all petty as heck, right? So anyhow, as they continue to talk, it finally, becomes clear why they are responding the way that they are responding towards Andy. And, she has this look on her face like, I really don't want this to go down this way, but I really can't say why I did what I did, right? And I'm like, dang, that's a hard thing to go through. Like, you really want to tell people the truth, why you did something, but you know that that's not the best time nor the place to do that, right? So anyhow, from there, we head over to Hayden's crib, right? So Tamara is waiting at the door when he comes in. And of course, when he comes in, she jumps on him and she begins to lip lock with him, right? So anyhow, long story short, she was like, what is this in my mouth? After they detach or whatnot. And of course, he was like, what are you talking about? So she reaches off in her mouth, pulls out some hair. And I was like, oh, no. I said, please don't let this be the case, y'all. So anyhow, she was like, what is this? And she was like, it's pubic hair. And it's gray. And I was like, oh my gosh, Hayden, at the office? Oh my. I said, bro, man, come on, man. So anyhow, she was like, what you been eating on, or who have you been eating? And I'm like, dang. And then he tries to reverse it. Let me go ahead and throw this Uno in here. Reverse, right? No, who you been messing around with? Because it could have came from you. And she was like, how dare you? I said, man, y'all got too much going on, man. So anyhow, from here, the drama just builds. Because now we're going to head back over to the baby shower. Because it starts off nice. You see Zach, giving a toast to everybody that's there, and he reveals that he is having a girl, and then Aaron reveals that he's having a girl. So, the whole sister thing, everything is good, right? So everything is good, everything is great, everybody's all smiles and giddy, and Zach is down there kissing on bellies and all of that, but everybody isn't happy because we see Sister Fatima standing off to the side behind Zach, and she's feeling some type of way about the situation. And I already knew this was going to be, but like the good book says, trouble don't last always. No, it don't. And it didn't last long because, Karen brought such positivity to this party, to this event. She told Danny and Sabrina that they were going to be the godmothers of the girls. She even thanked Andy for hosting this at her condo. And then she even turns to Fatima and thanks her for being a great support for Zach. And she knows that she's going to be a part of these kids' lives as well. So I was like, dang, this is a complete turnaround, man. And I'm glad to see that. But the drama is coming. Because as we see people leaving, they getting their to-go place. You know how we do as black folks. We get our place to go even if we didn't bring nothing. We're going to take something, right? So people are leaving, and we see Fatima and Karen. They have a little sidebar conversation where Fatima comes over to thank her for welcoming her, to the event or whatnot, and making this an easy transition for her as well. Because Karen knows that it has to be hard for her as well, in this situation. So, of course, the big question is, what's going on with Karen? And, of course, Fatima's like, I don't know. She's been acting strange at work. She been leaving early, whoop, whoop, whoop. And of course, Karen is like, well, we haven't really heard anything from her for about 2 weeks. And then the only thing that we do know is that she and Jordan are no longer together. And the only reason why we know about that is because the fellas told their significant others. And of course, Fatima's like, hold on, wait a minute. She not what? They not together. And Karen is like, no, they not together. That's all we know. And I can't give you any more details, right? So anyhow, while they standing over there still talking, here comes Andy talking about she gotta go. So now she's trying to get over here to the elevator, and before she can get on the elevator, here comes Gary walking off the elevator. So everybody's like, what the heck? Why are you here, bro? So he was like, oh, you didn't tell him. And she was like, look, can we not do this right now? Not right here? And he says to her, here and now, I vow. You see what I'm saying? No, we're going to do this right now. So you might as well get this together. So he shows them the ring because they was like, no, let me step back real quick because it was real good. It was real good, right? So he was like, oh, you didn't tell him. They was like, hold on, tell us what? So anyhow, he goes around in this circle talking about he brought gifts and all of this stuff. How can I not come to the condo that I bought? All of that good stuff, right? So just building it up. So of course, he calls Fatima out of her name. Of course, Zach want to jump in on him. And then of course, Rich and all of these folks start showing up. So they like, look, bro, you need to leave. So out there, everything has been built up. He was like, look, I just want to invite y'all to my wedding. And of course, they like, man, what woman would want to marry you? As crazy as you are, what woman would be foolish enough to want to marry you? And of course, Annie's sitting over here not blinking. She ain't blinked, y'all. So anyhow, he grabs her hand and they was like, oh, let her go. No, I got something to show y'all. So he pulls her left hand up, shows them the ring on her finger. And it's like, oh no, Andy. Oh my God. It was good. The build-up was good. Go back and look at it. The build-up was good. Some of the acting was off, but the build-up was good to it, right? So anyhow, we have come to the end of the road on this episode, man. I almost started to sing. Y'all already know how I do over here. Make sure to like and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss shit snit that's going down. To all of my new subscribers, thank you guys for joining this platform. And if you know anybody that you think or believe would enjoy this content as well, send it to them. I mean, it's free. It's free. It's free. So thank you guys so very much. I will see y'all tomorrow, man. I'm going to try to drop a video every day. Hold on. Let me take that back. Hold on. Let me back off the microphone real quick. I said that with my chest too hard. Let me just say, I would like to get to the point where I can almost drop a video every day. But as of right now, my mind is set on every other day. But if you get one every day, then that means a brother is good over here. I'm real good. All right. So thank you guys once again. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.